Propeller-driven light aircraft like the Stork and HS-126 were still the best options for battlefield recon in Korea. But by the start of Vietnam, these aircraft were a dying breed. They were replaced by large and complicated fast jets. One piston-engine plane still in regular use was the Cessna 01 Bird Dog. Simple, reliable, and slow, the 01 performed a particular kind of battlefield recon known as forward air control. In this role, it could not only locate and note the positions of the enemy, but it could also direct other aircraft to attack them. It did this by firing white phosphorus marker rockets at the enemy positions. The rockets sent up a puff of smoke that other pilots could aim their bombs at. The tactical recon craft in Vietnam included the McDonnell F-4 Phantom II, the F-101 Voodoo, and the A-5 Vigilante. These fast jets were converted into excellent and invaluable tactical recon fighters. They were redesignated as the RF-4, RF-101, and RA-5. The main modifications to the Recon Phantom were in the nose section. The radar was deleted, and the nose section was redesigned to hold an array of cameras that looked below and to the side. The Phantom could perform reconnaissance from medium altitude, but was forced to operate mainly at low level after the North Vietnamese began using surface-to-air missiles. The Phantom's pilot could work the cameras, but it was more usual for the rear-seat weapons systems officer to control them. Operating mostly alone and unarmed, except for some air-to-air missiles, the job of a tactical recon crew in Vietnam was extremely hazardous, and the life expectancy in these squadrons was low. But the risks were worth it. They were usually the first sorties of the day, and the imagery they brought back in the morning was essential. The images showed new missile sites that could threaten fellow pilots. They showed whether targets, such as bridges, needed to be re-attacked, and they pinpointed other enemy targets, such as anti-aircraft positions. The success of the RF-4, RF-101, and other battlefield reconnaissance fighters prompted military commanders to convert other aircraft. The threat of surface-to-air missiles meant that the older, slower propeller-driven planes could not survive. Cheap tactical recon fighters were soon on the market. A good example was the RF-5, which was a version of the cheap, lightweight Northrop F-5 Freedom Fighter. The RF-5 was distinguished from its pure fighter variant by the angular modifications to its nose section. The F-5 was developed to accommodate the needs and budgets of less developed nations. The RF-5 was also popular with these countries. Camera operation was simple. The pilot flew toward the target at low level and then activated the cameras via a button on his joystick. The countdown in the cockpit told him how much film remained.